Well, I knew it would only be a matter of time before we needed to start actually producing tropical weather outlooks. And if you look across the Caribbean Ocean, the Gulf, and part of the main development region here, it's pretty active. There's a few things going on. So let's first talk about this storm that's closer to Texas here. And you can see that it's becoming more organized. If I put this into motion, you can kind of start to see a little bit of a spin there, especially on the radar. And we are getting rotation. This low pressure system is building up, and this is the satellite view, by the way. Here's the thing. We're looking at over the next 2 days, there'll be about a 40% chance of development. Over the next 5 days, a 40% chance of development. Here's the thing, though. This should move onto the coast of Texas over really probably tomorrow afternoon, evening time. And as it slowly moves northward, it could bring some rain chances to North Texas. Here's the thing. We're expecting this storm, let me get this little box off here. We're expecting this storm to move really north-northeast, okay? So mostly East Texas. Of course, the western side, you can see the western corridor of this whole system. There's not a whole lot there. When you're on the western side of one of these storms and it lifts northward, we would really need it to go due north and really just kind of follow I-45 north for us to get any kind of substantial rain out of this. Unfortunately, it looks like it will move up to the northeast, kind of avoid our area for the most part. We may get a few showers and thunderstorms. Right now I have that at about 20 to 30%. But it does look like this system will move up into East Texas and bring East Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas a decent amount of rain. Probably nothing to break any records or anything like that. And it doesn't look like this storm will strengthen into anything named by that time. So I would say, this is going to stay kind of a tropical disturbance here, move up into the northeast, north-northeasterly direction, really, go on and go from there. The next, a little bit more substantial system that we're looking at, I have to kind of zoom out to fit it in there. And so you see all of this organization. This is a much more organized system than we saw the last couple of days. Here's the thing, though. This looked like it might move into the Gulf. Not going to do that. Looks like it's going to move more to the west and go into the Pacific Ocean here. So it could become a tropical storm, possibly a weak hurricane. Then, of course, it will weaken as it goes across land here in Central America and then move off into the Pacific Ocean. Things can change, but it looks like there's some pretty strong confidence that that is going to be the track for that storm. And we have just one more thing we're watching here, and it's kind of cut off. We don't have a full mosaic of the satellite, but you see this whole area here, and we'll get that box up there too. Generally, we're looking at this area of convection. So this could become a tropical disturbance over the next several days. The thing is, though, it doesn't really have a very good outlook. Doesn't look like a lot is going to happen. Conditions are just not favorable for this particular storm. Overall, we're looking at about a 20% or 10% chance over the next 2 days, if I can get these numbers right, 10% over the next 2 days, 30% over the next 5 days. Overall, a low chance of this developing into anything. It's just moving into unfavorable waters at this time. It does look like it could continue through the Caribbean, and we'll have to see if it wants to move up into the Gulf, and at that point, maybe conditions will be a little bit different. But for right now, over the next 5 days at least, it doesn't look like this is really going to do a whole lot. So nothing major to talk about today, but I wanted to at least kind of start these segments because there will be more to talk about over the season. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is predicting a pretty busy hurricane season overall. So you want to make sure you're watching for the Wild Weather Wednesdays segment coming out this evening. That will discuss that NOAA, that outlook that we're going to have, where it looks like it could be another busy season. Does that mean that we will get a lot of hurricanes? You never know. Sometimes we just get left out, and all the storms move into, the eastern parts of the Gulf, or sometimes they just move up into the Atlantic Basin. There's no telling how many of those will impact our area, but generally, if we have a busy season, usually we'll get, one or two that generally impact our area, so time will tell. But make sure you're watching for Wild Weather Wednesdays tonight to get more information on what to expect for this hurricane season. For now, watching this system here to see what kind of track it will take, see if we can edge it just ever so slightly to the west to bring us a little bit of decent rain.